The day I sat on a shark and lived to tell about it, Bill Ruesch.
My attorney is making me do this. The following speech contains material of a graphic and violent nature. Those with weak hearts should exit the room now. And I hope that satisfies him. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, my story begins when I was just a child. The television show Sea Hunt, starring Lloyd Bridges, captured my attention. I was glued to the set. Every week, dangerous things happened. Lloyd Bridges played a diver, an undersea adventurer by the name of Mike Nelson, came face to face with imminent mortal danger. I went to the library and I got books on sharks, because rarely did an episode pass where somebody wasn't threatened by those malicious creatures. They'd either be swimming overhead in a swarm, or shooting up from the depths with their jaws open wide and their razor-sharp teeth bloodied, ready to devour. I learned to swim when I was 8, and my favorite game was throwing a pebble into the deep end, holding my breath, and going for buried treasure like Mike Nelson, undersea adventurer. When I was 50, when I turned 50, you know, the new 30, my wife and I were walking past Neptune Divers, and she remembered that diving was on my bucket list. So she said, "Hon, let's go in." We did, and I came out with an appointment for my first lesson, a permission slip from my doctor to sign to show that I wasn't going to die, and a renewed determination to experience undersea adventure like Mike Nelson. Scuba diving is an equipment-intensive sport. It says so right here in this official manual. In order to be safe, a diver has to have tank, mask, snorkel fins, gloves, weight belt, buoyancy control vest, regulator, dive computer, depth gauge, compass, dive wash, booties, wetsuit. He should also carry an alarm, signal flare, surface marker, knife, and diving lights. Whew. By the time you get all of this gear on and cinch it up tight, you feel like you're carrying around a baby orca and being squeezed by an amorous octopus. The lessons consisted of 6 pool classes and then certification. I did okay on the pool classes. If you call okay, forgetting everything you learned about 10 minutes after you learned it, I in no way thought I was ready for certification. My teacher disagreed. But privately, I think I overheard him say, "You know, if he dies, he dies." Or maybe it was, he tries, he tries. No matter, certification was held at Bonneville Sea Base, which is a man-made series of ponds that are filled with seawater and stocked with ocean fish, including sharks. On certification day, my instructor, Jack, had to check my ability to put on my gear and then walk over to this ramp or bridge. So we're, you know, it's kind of flop, 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 flop. We got to the end of the bridge and he jumped off and said, "Follow me!" Splash. It must have been 80 feet. I froze until another instructor came by and he put his arm around me and shoved. Ah! Splash. Once I surfaced, I checked the distance and it was more like 6 feet. We practiced our rescue techniques and he took me over to a deeper area where he indicated that we should descend. I got down about 10 feet and my ears were just ready to explode. So I went up like I'd been taught a little bit, tried the clearing techniques again, but worked this time, so down I went. I met him about 25 feet, where he signaled, okay. I signaled back, okay, but you know, okay is kind of relative. I had to show that I had a certain minimum amount of skill, which I did. And then he took me on a tour. And that is where we came across, boom, 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 Mr. Boom, 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 shark! Jack reached out and patted it. And then he said, or indicated I should do the same thing. No way! I backpedaled as fast as I could. But that's when my tank slipped. And I fell to the left. And then I tried to correct, and I fell to the right. And I fell forward, and I fell backward. And I think one time I was upside down. Finally, Jack grabbed me, stabilized me, and we finished our swim. We met in the snack bar afterward for a discussion about the dive. And Jack looked at me square in the eye, and he said, "You know, you sat on that shark." I did not. "Oh, yes, you did. You sat on it when you were..." And I said, "But wasn't it safe? I mean, you petted it." He said, "Oh, yeah." He says, "They're safe enough as long as you don't annoy them." He says, "You sat on it. You are lucky." As he picked me up from the floor, I realized that I had sat on a shark and lived to tell about it. Mike Nelson would be proud of me.